Adult movie usage is down 47% since the introduction of the Online Safety Act. But not in my house, it's not. All I did was download Surfshark for less than the price of a coffee a month, and trust me, that is more than paid for itself. 10 times over. Honestly, it's the gift that keeps on giving. I just click on Surfshark on my phone, click on I'm now in America, and then I don't have to do all of this, enter your age, enter your ID. I don't want to send a picture of myself, I just want to see some big boobs. But whatever you're into, Surfshark has got you covered, and it is the easiest app to use ever created. And also, if you want to watch boxing and football, this app is going to come in handy. You know exactly what I'm on about. And it works on all of your devices, so what the hell are you waiting for, lads? Just click the link in the description below, go to surfshark.com/kickoff, and you can get the ultimate game changer for your everyday entertainment in Surfshark for less than the price of a coffee a month. And that includes 4 extra months of Surfshark when you use my link. So not only are you having a good time, you're helping us keep the lights on and make more good content for you. This is a no-brainer. It's a win-win. So do me a favour, get on it. It's a bit late in the day for Alexander Isak, but he did score at the weekend. And I have to admit, as soon as I seen him on the pitch, I knew he was going to score. Not just because it's against West Ham, who haven't had the best season. It was the way he was moving. I went, oh no. Oh no, I've seen that. And I knew, like, I've seen him for fucking 3 years at Newcastle. I knew he was up for it, and I knew that the sharpness in his runs and all of that was back. And that reflex to get the goal was very good from him. I hate to say it, but I do think Liverpool fans can be a little bit more excited. I still think that there's going to be issues with this low block problem that Isak struggles with. That is just in his game, and Liverpool play a lot of low blocks. But what did you make of the fact that he finally got on the score sheet, lads?
Do you know what? West Ham are a really well-drilled, well-run club, and they are going to be challenging for European places this season, and they really should expect quite a lot, really.
He's on smoke with
those Liverpool fans that are so excited about that performance, fair play to you, because they're a really good team.
It's West Ham lads. We put
really good
They're
team.
rubbish. Don't worry about it.
This is just making me feel so much worse about the fact that Newcastle shit the bed against those bastards. But anyway.
Oh, sorry, I didn't remember that.
It was good. West Ham, Paqueta, little mishap there. Obviously, he has been charged previously, and actually, I think we found innocent.
He's been exonerated, hasn't he?
So
we'll reopen the case after yesterday.
We might want to look into that.
I've never seen someone try so hard to get himself sent off of a football pitch to the point where even once he's coming off, he's giving that sarcastic clap, and you're thinking, cha-ching, he's cashed in.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing
Joey Knight has done that a million times on the football pitch as well, because he wanted a pint early.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe the other West Ham players weren't trying harder to stop him.
I thought Bowen would go mad at him.
They've all had a pun on it as well, mate. He's let them know.
It was to the point where I was even watching Virgil van Dijk in that moment. He's obviously Liverpool captain, closest player to the referee. Even Virgil van Dijk sort of looking at him, and he's looking at it and he's thinking, is this actually happening?
He actually walked away, Joey, as well. He actively got himself away from the situation so that he could get it.
Taking a dive here. Do you know what I mean? That's what he's looked like to me.
Is this actually him?
Let me read this.
Is this actually him?
It's real. It's the real account.
I'll read this out because he's got 1 million followers, so I'm assuming it is real, yeah. It's ridiculous to have your life and career affected for 2 years without any psychological support from the Federation. Perhaps this ridiculous behaviour is just a reflection of everything I've had to endure, and it seems have to continue enduring. I'm sorry if I'm not perfect. God, he really reminds me of a woman I once had a relationship with. I'm sorry if my behaviour is your fault and I'm not perfect.
Just for clarity, I don't think they had enough.
Is perfect.
I don't think they had enough evidence to convict him. Rather than
basically,
I don't think they could prove it.
Yeah,
but we all know
the boy who cried wolf is shouting the word wolf pretty loud, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, you keep accusing me. This is what I do because you keep accusing me of deliberately getting sent off. What did you do? Well, I just deliberately got sent off. You fucking idiot.
He's actually probably going to get away with it because now it's just too hard to get a hold of him. He's such a slippery little bastard.
Do you think on form he's better than Florian Wirtz though?
Well, do you know what's funny? Jamie Carragher, I must admit, he's really coping badly right now with the whole best game in the Liverpool shirt. And I'm not saying it wasn't, but it's but he had a fucking chance that fell to him in the box. One of the easiest, any decent Premier League player buries this, and he still powder puffs it into the hands of the keeper.
But did you not see the back heel on game week 6?
Oh mate, tremendous.
Honestly.
This is the thing. Florian Wirtz is a nice player to watch on the eye. I'm not going to dispute like the little flicks and the skill and some of the passes he makes. There's some nice stuff to watch. But motherfucker, you do not spend £116 million or whatever, plus whatever the fuck's on top of that for nice. You want results. And I'm talking about stats and statistics. We're talking about what we were saying about Saka's drop off earlier. Saka might have dropped off. He's not dropped that far off. This guy's all the way he's still back in Germany. The only thing he's done to result in a goal or an assist this season was when they went and played a German side in the Champions League. This is still, even though he looks nice on the eye, it's a disaster signing until he starts doing things that win you league titles. Same goes for Isak. As much as I can say he's getting going again, he looks sharper. These two, you're there to win a league title or win a Champions League. If you don't do that, then what the fuck are you here for, really?
Do you think he'll come good, though? Like, do we all round the table think he will come good?
Let's talk about come good. Come good is British
I think 5 goals, 5 assists this season minimum.
No,
like,
but
for the rest of the season.
I'm saying is what he was bought for. He was bought for goal contributions, like 30 goal contributions a season is what you'll spend that kind of money on. He's not going to get near. Will he get near 15? Will he do even half that? I doubt it.
No,
I think it's really hard to rate players on their price tag. I think only really Declan Rice and Caicedo are the ones that I can think of that have gone around that 100 million mark, that have lived up to it, and no one's really batted an eyelid at
Enzo
recently.
Fernandez.
Yeah.
It doesn't make it okay, though, Joey. Just because other people have been stupid doesn't make their stupidity okay, does it?
But this is what I'm saying. You're saying, like, nice on the eye. Yeah, Yossi Benayoun was nice on the eye. The fella needs to fucking deliver. Like, and at the end of the day, he's not at this moment in time. The transfer window that they had is fucking diabolical. They could salvage everything, finish 4th, and it would still be fucking diabolical.
Yeah. Be careful, Joey, because every one of us said it was an A+ window on this call.
But not me. Guess what? We weren't spending the money, bro. It was us to get it right. We can think, that looks pretty good. And then
Isak Bert's Frimpong, that's 300 million quid.
Yeah. Crazy. Kirk's been shit as well.
Crazy.
Get him in there. Kirk's.
Spurs slump continued. I am really hoping it continues on Tuesday night. We've got them at St. James's Park. And I'm just wondering, what reason are you putting for this? Because it feels to me like that little bum that they had at the start of the season where they were a bit organised, it's slowly coming away, and I'm seeing a lack of ambition, in my opinion, when they're on the pitch. And weirdly, when I'm watching them, I'm thinking, God, at least Big Ange had you having a fucking go at trying to win a game. Like, I don't even know. Like, was it the worst amount of shots had on goal this season in the first half the other day? Like, and they've done that a few times now.
Speaking of having a go, listen, did we hear Thomas Frank after the game? He kind of said maybe the ones that were booing weren't real Spurs fans. And Jesus. It's like, whoa, mate, listen, like,
are you watching this?
You've gone in there and you are statistically no better off than you were last season. And last season was judged as a massive failure, even though you managed to get your first bit of silverware in 2 decades.
Signed a few players, remember? Signed a few top players, allegedly.
A fair few players in this window. And when you look at the way they're playing, like, there's always this thing of the Spurs way to play and whatnot. Look, I don't necessarily think that a style of play is going to outmaneuver results. But if you're sat 4th in the table and you're saying that, it's a different story. When you're statistically no better off than you were last season, you haven't been as ambitious. You weren't playing great football last season, but you were still under the same manager that had you playing some good football the season before. It's obviously going to be massively concerning for Spurs fans.
Do you know what?
Do you think that Glasner's going to be a good manager for them?
Who, Frank?
No, do you think Glasner's going to be a good manager for Tottenham?
He's not going to go yet.
I wouldn't go. Do
you know what? In September, I remember when Forest got rid of Nuno and Ange came in, everyone sat there and went, this is madness. You're going from complete polar opposite styles of play. How is this going to work? You've got a squad built for one style, then you're going to try another. It's not going to work. And I thought at the time, I was like, why has no one said that about Spurs? Why has no one said that about a squad that was built for Ange ball? Thomas Frank coming in, who is the complete polar opposite. And now, the question is, it's like, are you going to hold your nerve? Are you going to stick with him? Are you going to let him rebuild in his style? Are you going to continue to watch Paulinho and Benteke in midfield, can't pass the ball? Are you going to stick? Are you going to hold? Are you going to watch your team finish 12th or 13th and then let him build? Or are Spurs going to say, no, this isn't the Spurs way? In which case you go, well, why did you do it in the first place? This
Such a good point.
They are cornered. They are snookered. They either rip it up and go back to what they were. Go back to kamikaze football, or they take their medicine, admit that they've got a lot of work to do, a lot of rebuilding to do. But what are you rebuilding? You're not rebuilding a nice looking team. You're not rebuilding beautiful football. You're rebuilding in that style. And I don't know if they've got... There's a lot of people who point at Arteta and go, he's had 6 seasons, he's had 7 seasons. If we want to achieve what Arsenal achieved, you just have to do what they've done and hold on to the manager. Not when the manager's the wrong one.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's the problem.
Yeah, you got to be in the right direction before you head in it. You mentioned the Palace manager. He's so pissed off. Like after that match, he was like, "Look, the players gave their all, but they were knackered, and that's our fault for not spending money." And he's clearly blaming the chairman. I don't see a world in which he is at Palace next season, which is a shame because I was watching the game and I kind of like the football club. Like they're an old school club. They've got a good set of fans there, and it's got potential. But unfortunately, they didn't invest, and now I think he is going to end up at a big club. Man United, they won. All right, you beat a knackered Palace side. It's a good result for them, but equally, a lot of the same problems were on show. What you talk about having a wrong manager and heading in a wrong direction, I think that's exactly what we're still looking at with Amorim. Like, is he going to pick up more results because he's added a few decent players this season? Yeah, and it can't really get much worse than what it was last season. So, but I still haven't seen anything to tell me that Ruben Amorim is the right man for Man United.
But if they finish 5th, if Man United finish in those places, do you think that they will even think about twisting? Like if Glasner even is on the market, do you think they'll even think about sacking him?
I think because they've fucked it up so many times before, they'll be really scared to make another mistake. So if they're at least heading in what they consider to be the right direction, they'll stick. That being said, if Manchester United get top 5 this season, it's an indictment on the entire fucking Premier League. There is no way a team that shit, that plays that badly. This guy has got nearly every single player on the pitch out of position, for Christ's sakes. Yeah. There is no way. Like, if and this isn't the disrespect of Man United fans, but you should know I'm telling the truth. You are shit. You know you're shit. And a couple of goals fluking a win here and there is the best that they can hope for, because they're not a good side in my opinion. So if they get top 5, we have all collectively let the whole fucking league down, because they shouldn't be anywhere near 5th.
That's what I was thinking when...
Hang on, we haven't let it down. We're going to finish top 5.
I think we're going to finish top 5. I think Chelsea finished top 5.
Yeah, fucking... Brian?
That brings us on to Newcastle, because I can't have it. I can't have a Man United team that bad. And it's not that they haven't got some talent in their players, but it's just the way they're put together, the way he has them playing. It would be a disgrace if we let them finish above us this season. We've got back-to-back wins. Eddie seems to be learning from several mistakes Eddie's made this season. It's the first season where I've seen Eddie really drop a lot of clangers and make a lot of mistakes. And he is very Southgate-esque in his unwillingness to be adventurous sometimes, and his loyalty to players. It is frustrating, but he seems to be turning a corner. We'll find out in the next week, because Spurs and Burnley, I'm 6 points minimum. I don't give a fuck about anything. I don't give a shit. 6 points is the bare minimum. They're both not in a good place right now. We seem to be clicking a little bit more, and it's 2 home games. We have to fucking win those. Otherwise, again, season will be looking like a write-off.
One thing I'll say just quickly, we were talking about players in the league, and obviously there's no one really stepping up and whatever. If you look at the statistics, it'd be Thiago at Brentford, someone like that. Voltemada is the closest one there that I can say in terms of like an attacking player leading the team. Look at the goals that he's scoring, by the way. Like the difference in the goals that he's scoring. Yes, you need to add a few more in there, and maybe you take those ones being little tap-ins here and there just to make sure the numbers go up. But if you look at him, if you look at the goals he's scoring and the way he's playing, I think he's ridiculous. I think he's so good. And I think that so many clubs that were linked with him before are probably now looking at things going, we should have bit on that one.
Jacob, just for context, Joey has had a lot of pints bought for him by True Geordie recently. Just so you know, that's why that connection, that's why that segue was there.
Quickly, aren't they?
Shut the fuck up. In all seriousness,
he could have had a lot more goals. There's actually been a few more, like if we look back, there's been multiple goal line clearances. There's only one goalkeeper that saved a shot that he's had on target this season. That's Donnarumma, and he had a fucking worldie against us, annoyingly. And actually, given the minimal service he's had, I'm watching him, and I'm watching the difficulty of the kind of goals he scored. That flick against Brighton, the header against Arsenal, the lob against Pickford, and the quality of the goals. And actually, I'm thinking, when you put a little bit more muscle on so that you can just protect yourself a bit more and you're more of a physical threat, you know how Zlatan filled out when he got a bit older, and we get better service and the players get to know him a bit better, I think we're looking at one of the best strikers in the world. And I can't fucking believe me. Look, because ironically, as much as Isak was a gun and he was fucking good at shooting and running behind goal, watching this kid is a pleasure. I mean, you really, everything that Jacob is feeling about Gyökeres and those frustrations, I feel the exact opposite. I can't believe I'm watching an artist just paint in front of me this beautiful picture week in, week out. I fucking love this kid.
So he's a scorer of great goals, but is he going to become a great goal scorer? Because his numbers at the minute aren't quite reflecting what we're saying in terms of what we're selling him to be.
I think, given the lack of service and some of the fact that he could have scored more even in those games, a goal every other game is what he's averaging in the Premier League. 5 goals in 10 games. At 23 years old, new league, we've seen how Wirtz has struggled coming from Germany. I think, and also, we talked earlier on about who was the best signing out of all of the new strikers. In terms of goals in all competitions, including for international, he's miles in front. He's top of the list.
Can I ask a quick question then to Joey and Jacob? Would you put him in your starting 11s? Voltemade?
Yeah.
100%.
That just shows how good that shows how good he is. Then.
Well, I mean, the competition is pretty low with Arsenal. What? He or Mikel
Marino's pretty good, isn't he?
I think we're looking at, he'll be in that top bracket where you'll probably have Haaland and maybe Isak and Ekitike, and he'll be up there with them guys as one of the best lads in the league. My worry is just getting the service to him, because we failed them. That's the mad thing, as you're saying about the stats. We failed them this season, so it's really on us as well to make sure that doesn't happen.
This is one of the reasons why, to come back to what we were speaking about earlier in terms of Man United, why I don't think that they will be the ones closest in terms of pushing for top 4. I don't think they'll be anywhere near it. I look at Liverpool now. I think that Liverpool have got enough quality in there to be able to grind out results, and ultimately whether or not Man United hit what is seen for a little bit of form in terms of how they've been playing, I think Liverpool will accumulate more points than them. I think that you'd be mental to say that one of Newcastle or Aston Villa is not going to accumulate more points than them. Honestly, I didn't even think about them in terms of that Champions League conversation. So I think yesterday was a flash in the pan for them, and I think I've seen way more in both Aston Villa and Newcastle to suggest that they're going to be thereabouts.
That Sesko signing, I look back at it and I think not a bullet dodge, because I don't think he's a bad player, and he's very young and he just needs, some good coaching and service, and they don't really play it with strengths. When I watch Man United, it's a classic Amorim hasn't got a fucking clue, in my opinion. But thank God we didn't get Sesko, because we got the far better player, and I knew that straight away. I tried to tell KJ, he wasn't having any of it. Voltemade's numbers at the end of the season will be out of sight from Sesko. The one thing that gives Man United a chance, in my opinion, if they do have one, is players like Bruno Fernandes and Mbeumo who do deliver. Mbeumo, he was player of the month last season. I can't knock him. He's a fucking talented lad. I wish we'd got him. But we'll see, lads. We'll see. We'll wrap it up there. Hit the like button, subscribe, and we'll see how all unfolds next on the kickoff.